All right, welcome to the second game of the evening. Up this time is 70's style super robot. Um, sorry, 70's style robot anime Geppy-X. 70's style super robot anime returns, transforming mechs cross arcade 2D action shooter. That could have been a title for one of the episodes. A cult classic born in HD, now worldwide. It is the year 1970X. A mysterious force calling itself the Cosmic Demon Empire suddenly launches an assault on Earth, commanding an army of colossal beasts shaped war machines known as the Space Beasts. Meanwhile, at a certain top secret space robot laboratory somewhere in the Far East, preparations have been made just in case something like this ever happened. Thus, the newly developed transforming and combining combat robot Geppy-X was deployed into action. Never before released outside Japan, 70s style robot anime Geppy-X it will now be available to play worldwide. Indeed, this game originally hails from the year 1999 and was only released on the PlayStation 1 in Japan, which makes sense because this is an absolute love letter to 70s super robot anime. Golux, why don't you chime in and inform the folks of what this consists of?
So, Getter Robo is a manga and anime series created by Go Nagai and Ken Ishikawa, started a manga and an anime at almost the same time in 1974. While it is not the first piloted robot anime, it featured a three-part combiner that could combine in three different forms to have specialization in land, air, or water, and to have specialization in speed, power, or just sort of general all around, I guess, defensiveness, kind of. I don't know. It's also it had three pilots who each of one whoever forms the head is kind of in charge of each particular form. Uh, and each one, the transformations in that one are very cheaty. And it had a very notable plot thing where partway through the series, one of the pilots dies, and you get a new pilot for the new upgraded robot afterwards. Uh, all of that stuff is pretty much verbatim in this, with the exception of you kind of get to choose which pilot dies at the end of stage. I think it's 4.
Mm.
Um, and each one is replaced by one of the particular secondary characters. And like the design is not a full physical takeoff. There's a lot of spoofy stuff like this that literally has anime openings and mid rolls, including ads for merch.
Yeah.
Which were not real, but
Yeah. It's
yeah.
also
The name is
um
even, it's literally a spin-off on Get a Robot. The get in Geppy is with the double P thing is it's literally written with the first two kana of Get a Robo, but then with the capital letter P even in Japanese and then X. So they're very open about what this is a reference to. If you've ever seen Martian Successor Nadesico, the anime that the characters in that anime are a fan of is likewise a pretty direct spin-off from Getter Robo.
and it's worth noting that this is a embodiment of the super robot style of anime slash manga,
Mm-hmm.
um, which tends to be much more fantastical than the real robot genre. That's your Gundams and the like,
Mm-hmm.
your
Yeah,
Pat labels.
you get missiles, but you get way more energy beams than like rifles and realistic
Also,
weapons.
a lot more hot blooded action. Like
Generally, yeah.
this shit tends to be as shown as it gets.
Mm-hmm. And
Like
yeah, I
anyway,
already had this before it was up for review, so.
Mm.
yeah. Um, Well, also it got 2 Switch reviews this week, so
Uh-huh.
this one went to Eddie, you got the other one.
Mhm.
Like, so,
Oh yeah, another thing they literally took him to get a robo is when you transform, the robot comes apart into its 3 planes as a defensive measure, and it's
Yeah. You can actually use that
briefly
to dodge
invincible,
attacks. It's hilarious.
which is important because your hitbox is kind of large and the attacks are fast, and not all of your robot forms are fast.
Well, you also, at least in this, get a rewind function, so...
That was not in the original, I'm pretty sure, but yeah.
Right.
no, but that's pretty standard in emulation these days.
hmm Well, especially for a game that was like this, it was not literally an arcade game, but it is very much in the spirit of them.
Right.
If it was released any earlier, it probably would have been an arcade game.
Yeah. So yeah, you got your
Right.
side-scrolling shooter with the ability to. One of the buttons is a turn around to face left button, which
Yep.
side-scrolling shooters sometimes don't have, and I kind of hate it when they don't. And you have a regular attack, a alternate attack, and both of them can be charged for a more powerful. I think the alternate attack full charge thing is like usually a screen cleary type stuff.
Not really. It just does more damage.
Yeah. Well, I think one of them's at least it seems to hit a pretty big area, but yeah. And I don't know if this is new to this version or if it was in the original version too, but in this one at least, there are buttons you can press to rapid fire the main or sub weapon, like just by holding it, instead of having to hammer on the main button, because if you hold the main button, it charges.
Right. So they basically give you turbo button.
Though you can't transform while charging or firing. Yeah. So yeah, that's I'm not great at side-scrolling shooters, so I only really got to like the 3rd stage, but yeah, I'll leave it to Petty from here.
So yeah, I played a good bit of this. When I started the level, that like anime open thing, that plays for every level. It
Because you're emulating the TV anime experience.
Yes. It is definitely a choice they made. But yeah, every level typically consists of a couple boss fights. You do have a screen clear-ish weapon that it's more of just heavy damage with a lot of iframes. You have X1, which is kind of your like standard suit type thing for these type of things. X2, it's supposed to be for like underwater, but it has your beam weapon and a downward shot missile. Whenever you beat a boss, whatever suit is selected does their special attack.
From what I've heard, there are actually some special animations you get if you beat certain things with certain units or attacks.
Yes, you'll get a special animation if you kind of fight with the quote unquote correct one. And here's one of the ads for one of the fake merch.
Yep, for the toy.
Yep. And beware
which is
of
charmingly off-model, just like many actual merchandise toys were back then.
Oh yeah. The the animation style is very. I thought this was a Sega CD game.
Yeah, it's been upscaled, but that doesn't change the art style.
Yeah.
The anime looks a lot better than it used to.
Yeah.
It does
Okay.
have original like video quality option. It's not great.
And you can do CRT if you're an absolute masochist. And then this is X3, which is your melee suit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 is
Apparently
defense.
the
One is power, 2 is speed, 3 is defense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Apparently the original release squeezed the animation into 4 discs at 320 by 240 resolution at only 15 frames per second. For this new release,
Yeah.
each episode had its opening theme, previews, commercials, and end credits redigitized and restored to its original 24 frames per second, which is a bit unusual for what they're going for here.
That is the normal TV anime frame rate.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, because I'm like, it should be like 30.
No, 24 for film.
The gameplay I think might be 30, but
Yeah.
the anime stuff was done at the frame rate that actual TV anime was done at.
Yeah, okay, that makes more sense.
And then there are these like full 3D CG, which definitely did not happen in the 70s.
Yeah, that 70's would have been doing when they wanted to do cool stuff for art in the 70's, they did it with matte paintings.
Yeah.
Or photography.
Mostly model photography for this era. But yes. And there is a rewind function if you want to use it, though it's for some reason it's tucked in a menu. They don't give you just like a button for it.
Mm-hmm.
Which I would kind of rather like that instead of a like rapid fire button, honestly, because I'm fine with tapping to rapid because
Mm-hmm.
back in my day we didn't have auto fire buttons.
Depends on the game, but yeah.
Yeah. Or that was typically like a physical switch you hit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you beat the level. There's of course those fucking explosion graphics. We have our big bad because of course we do. And then they just do like this is basically the end of the episode, The episode, the quote unquote
Next time on Super Robot Geppy-X.
Yeah. And then it's very, satirical because obviously I call it a shit post in the best possible way.
A shit post is intended to look bad. This is just a satire of the genre while also executing the genre reasonably well.
Yeah, there just wasn't a lot of money in Japanese television in the 70s.
Oh yeah.
Like anime doesn't really get a budget until the 80s in the bubble economy.
Oh yeah. And literally that was Akira.
Not just Akira, but the rise of the OVA market.
Yeah, it was not. It was less. It was less a specific thing and more. Holy shit! We can throw so much money at these things and then sell them all like one episode at a time, over like one episode every month or two.
Mm-hmm.
And then here we have the credits, which is it's kind of funny. It kind of does get a little grating, but luckily you can just hit whatever start is and just skip.
Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed they didn't translate those, but I also understand why they didn't translate those. Oh yeah, also every stage does have a mid boss before the commercial break and then an actual boss at the end, I believe.
And then it's just a bunch of stages. Event where I was at, it was making jokes about we're running out of material, please don't cancel us. So I don't know how far into the game I was. It was after the pilot change. Let's call it that.
Mhm.
As far
Also,
as
something that I knew before I even got the game, you get different endings based on which pilot dies, and then the pilot that replaces them.
Mhm. Your wallpaper are of the various pilots you can get.
Yeah.
So there's a CRT filter, which is kind of nauseating. It on my smaller screen, it looks better than on the like big screen in the front room.
Mhm. Oh, also, apparently there are like bonus stages you can unlock somehow that have different characters.
I
Uh,
didn't get that into
yeah.
it.
Like, and, oh no, this is just stuff I had heard of before, and then I did a little bit of research.
Um,
See,
they,
in Get a Robo, there's this one episode where there's a pilot from fucking Texas who joins with a robot cowboy that rides a robot horse piloted by an actual horse, and his cowboy hat is piloted by his sister. So there's a cowboy robot,
and there
and
is
then
also
there's like the mad scientist's beautiful daughter's assistant robot that there's a way to control.
and then there's bestiary, so you can kind of see all the sprites of the various enemies you defeated. Obviously, the further you get, the more of these you get.
Hmm.
I think there is a way. Yeah, you can play some of the CGs. I think some of the ads are in here too. Unless those might be just like after like you beat the game and you get the ads. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. You can get the music. Um, there is a like faux manual in here.
Which thankfully mostly has, I think, the same information that you can get elsewhere.
Hmm. Which that is kind of cool. And it is set up for, your system. It's not like the PlayStation manual they just put in here. It is like
Yeah, they did adjust all of the controls to be
Mhm.
correct.
And then yeah. Um and yeah, here's the rewind thing where I can just, go back to the entire start of the stage if I really wanted to. And then you can also save your progress. Um what are we looking at price wise, Adam?
Hmm. Let's see. Bit on the hefty side. Like this is clocking in at $40.
See, I I thought it was all right, but this is something I'd probably pay like $15-$20 for. Like, it's a funny concept, but it's at the end of the day, it's just a side-scrolling shooter with, I guess, some
Right.
funny anime bits tacked on. Which, if you're
In
Well,
my
in,
opinion, it is an excellently constructed like parody reference.
oh yeah, it's
But
see,
as a actual game, the controls are a little bit clunky, the hitboxes are a little bit big.
oh yeah,
It's not amazing.
but that's part of my problem is just how big your hitbox is. Like, yes, you can cheese it if you're good with swapping.
I mean, honestly, that seems to be the gimmick of this game. Like it's selling itself on presentation rather than
Mhm.
gameplay.
Yeah.
Like it's a thing that you kind of have. Like the more you're into Mazinger Z Getter Robo and the like, the more you're gonna really enjoy this.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, if this was your thing growing up, then you're probably gonna enjoy this a
Yeah.
lot more than someone who it's not
Yeah.
their thing.
Granted, I'm not sure, th- not sure how much of a North American audience there is for this because 70s super
Yeah,
robot
some,
anime.
but not a lot. In the U.S., we did not get a ton of these. There might be more of an audience in Europe or Latin America,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely. Like,
or at least a proportionally more.
yeah. Also, other places in South Asia, like I think Mazinger Z, like one of the 70s super robot anime got really big in the Philippines. In fact, like one of them
It's either
became the mascot.
Grandizer or Voltes 5.
Yeah, one
Voltes,
of them
yes,
became the
Voltes 5.
mascot for the rebellion.
Mm.
The point is, we really didn't get any anime robot penetration until Voltron, I think.
Yeah,
Um,
I was about to
at
say, I
least,
think Voltron is our patient zero.
Which is
well,
funny because
that was
Golion didn't do very well in Japan because it was mostly kind of boring.
yeah. But like they tried to sell Mazinger Z here, you just didn't take.
They did localize a decent number of them as like Force
Yeah,
5 and shit, mostly so they could sell the toys. But I think they were
right.
always fairly niche in terms of market.
Yeah, maybe just the wrong timing or
Mm.
whatever. Anyway, so anything else to say about Geppy here?
Not really. Like, if this looks interesting, probably put it on your wish list. Wait for a sale. Is it Switch only, or is it on PC as well?
No, no,
It's
it's on
on
another
PC too.
platform.
All right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So yeah,
it's worth at least looking into for like waiting for a sale. I think $40 is a little high, but I also didn't grow up with these, so I don't have as much nostalgia as somebody who would.
Imagine it
right.
did take a bit of work to like remaster the fucking
Oh yeah,
animation. I suppose what I'm saying is I'm not surprised that it's expensive, but I do think that as a game, it maybe does not fully merit the price.
right,
It's a lot of it goes in. The price is largely reflecting the presentation stuff.
right. All right.
All right. Anyway, so yeah, that'll about do it for this game. Be sure to tune in after the break as the Golux reviews Viral Reload EX.